But you're drinking Smirnoff Ice, of
No,
course.
but I was
it's
expecting something like
Proper.
Bud Light Lime, like something similar, but it's
oh,
really horrible.
it's not even Smirnoff
It's
Ice. It's
popper.
a fucking
It's a popper.
popper. Wow,
If
that's
it was Smirnoff Ice, it would have tasted a little bit good.
There's like a 7% bomber that was $5. It's probably better value than this.
Who's drinking that? Popper?
Brandon.
This actually has kanji on it.
I'm even breaking the rule. I'm like, these bottles, these cans are on the table.
For the I told you about the payday.
Oh yeah, payday too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
we
Adam
have,
doesn't say
no.
so
We
about
have
it.
to all invest in a computer for him.
for Sean.
Because look, PSN on the PSN payday 2,
Uh-huh.
$39.99.
Yeah.
Steam for the bundle, $22 each.
Well, you save one
Yeah.
copy, you
Yeah.
pretty much
Did you
buy
buy
four.
No, but it's like,
free.
it comes out to $22.50 before the taxes.
Oh, if you buy 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
but
buy
still, you're
four.
gonna get 4 for 4 people
Yeah.
anyways.
That's smart.
On
actually.
Steam, cheapest price I could find.
Almonds. Would you
Should
like
have brought my chips.
Eat these
So
almonds.
my God,
My escape from the
You
police.
didn't bring in your chips.
I wanted them.
he panicked. He panicked. He
I
dropped
wanted
them
to leave them
outside.
at home. I want to have them tomorrow in the morning for breakfast.
How was the what's it called that you bought last time?
What? Oh yeah, I wanted to find that the Boris iced tea.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I
It's
still
not
have
really
some
nice.
actually. It's still
Yeah.
in the fridge.
You have some?
There's one in the fridge.
Yes.
And on that note, let's start it off. So I'm Adam, like usual. We got Matt, Mayoor, Brandon, Sean, and Alex over Skype. Let's start off. We got the new Dishonored DLC that came out. I haven't really actually beaten the game, but Sean recently destroyed it within a week or two.
Less than a week.
Less than a week.
No, probably about a week.
Oh, you finally beat it?
I finally beat it.
Nice.
Question: is the Dishonored DLC like? Is it just like a different story altogether?
Yes.
Continues.
It actually is. You take okay, so you're the Grand Protector or whatever in the actual game. Now you play the assassin that kills the Empress or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the DLC is.
That's his own story, and both games are his story.
Yeah, but it's like a second part to the first.
And from what I'm reading, the Knife of Dunwall, which was the
Looks
first
really
part. Sorry?
Looks really good.
It does look good. It actually is the weaker of the two, but it does look good. I've actually played like 5 or 10 minutes of it, and the sequel, which is called The Witches of something or other, it actually is supposed to rival the quality of the main game and surpass it in terms of getting different abilities and having fun with it. There's actually a really strong antagonist now, which is also important, because the main game had a very lackluster story.
It was just everybody.
It was just, well, yeah, not to ruin anything, but yeah, it was everybody. Because Adam hasn't beaten me yet.
No, but it's just everybody is a bad guy. Like, you're the only good guy, and everyone is against you.
That's ridiculous. That's the main game, basically.
Essentially.
Wow.
It's like a paint by numbers political plot where you're just like, I trust you, I don't trust you, I don't trust you, I trust you. It's very,
A lot of backstab.
yeah, very
By
trite,
you if you
very
actually go and kill them all.
commonplace.
Motherfuckers.
Motherfucking Mike.
Okay, so another game that's recently on Steam, an old game like 1997 old.
Oh, Cranky Cat?
No, Shadow Warrior.
I wasn't even alive in that.
Like Shadow Warrior is like a game from 1997. It recently came out again on Steam or whatever, so you can buy the
came out of
original
the
version of it.
Bastard?
Sorry?
Dick. Came out of the closet.
Why would you ask him?
I didn't hear him. I'm sorry.
Remastered on HD or is it
No.
actually
This yeah, exactly. But it's just the original game basically. They're doing a remake of it, like a reboot. But it's supposed to keep it all like true to the original. And me and Sean are watching the this like gameplay that they did on Kotaku about it. And it's supposed to come out later in the year, but it's like it's 90s shooter, so it's super fast paced. It's kind of like reminds me of like Wolfenstein or Doom or like Quake or something like that.
More recently.
It's true to that. The humor is crazy, whatever. But the guy said apparently the old version was really racist and sexist.
Of course.
I want to play the race and sex.
Yeah.
So they toned it down,
so
but
like
kept the
Duke
humor
Nukem?
really crazy. Yeah, exactly, like Duke Nukem,
Fighting black guys and saving big-breasted women.
pretty much.
Every enemy was black.
So you get pickups and they have upgradable weapons and stuff like that. But it looks really cool. Check it out. After that, there was a GTA 5 like mock commercial for like a governor commercial. It was just hilarious. That's like me and Sean watched it, and it's really stupid because he's like, I hate black people and old ladies and handicapped people.
Yeah.
I'm a dick, but at least I'm telling you that. So vote for me. That's essentially the commercial.
Did Did you have something to say there, Alex?
I don't know. I kind of forgot he was there.
That's just retarded.
Yeah.
If you didn't make that sound, I would have
You know,
forgot
it's
you were
kind
here.
of funny because the commercial when I was watching it with Adam, it reminded me a lot of a Saints Row commercial, in a weird way, and it's sort of like GTA, which created the Saints Row, right? That sort of idea of
By
completely,
proxy, yeah.
yeah, and so Saints Row for whatever reason has somehow influenced GTA to some extent. I guess we'll see when the final product comes
Well, like
out.
they were saying, they're trying to go back more to like the more satirical, like comediness of GTA instead of it being all serious and shit.
But that's interesting because they're doing that potentially in response to Saints Row, maybe trying to
Probably.
extract some of that.
But, Yeah, but see, the thing is, Saints Row goes over the top. I
They
don't think
do.
GTA goes as far as the humor is concerned or whatever. They have their crazy humor and stuff like that, but it's not the
Did you
same.
hear about the new weapon they have that got banned in a few places?
No.
The anal probe.
The anal
They
probe.
have an anal probe gun.
in GTA or Saints Row.
Saints Row. They have an
That
anal
doesn't
probe
surprise
gun.
Wow,
So it was banned in a few places because it's forced anal rape.
That's crazy.
consensual.
The thing is, like,
better.
Consensual.
GTA
I
would
wonder
be,
what they would say about that in Russia.
Is that
Yeah, because the Russia like
Yeah,
Oh,
ban-
yes.
yeah.
isn't that like?
Well, it was banned in Australia, but they got rid of it.
After that, there was a Witcher 3 trailer that came out.
I haven't seen it.
It looks really cool. But it's just a trailer. Like the graphics are really good, but it doesn't show any gameplay.
Yeah, but the first trailer looked really good too.
Yeah.
Played it, it's not very good.
No, but yeah, that's true.
It looks very good. Like it looks amazing. the
Apparently,
trailer.
the second Witcher is way better than the first, though.
Have you seen the trailer for the second one?
I have.
The cinematic one with the guy coming onto a boat, and it looks spectacular.
Yeah, that's it. They look amazing. Like if I could watch the entire Witcher one in a movie, I would.
for sure.
I would not play that
It would
game.
also
I'm sure you
cost
can
like-
find that on YouTube, actually.
Maybe.
You
Yeah,
can find The
for
Last
sure.
of Us as a movie on
But it's
YouTube.
broken and it doesn't fill everything in. I've watched it all. Again.
The Last of Us? Well, because they put gameplay in between segments
No, I know,
to
that's
fill
what
it
I'm
in
saying,
a little bit. You can watch Uncharted like
well,
that
it's
also.
an hour and a half about
I thought it was
Oh,
6
yeah?
hours or something.
no Last of Us.
not bad.
Last of Us. If you watch the actual cinematics,
Do you get
Okay.
trophies?
no.
Watching it?
Unless
It's
YouTube has
essentially a short
trophies.
movie. It's a pretty good movie, but it's just that you're missing a whole bunch of parts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the same, right? If you're not actually going through it yourself, you don't feel the connection to the characters quite as much, in my
But
opinion.
you get the gist of the story. That's
Oh, for sure. You still get the gist of it, and the ending is still spectacular. So,
Well, I watched all the Nino Kuni movies. I bought them all.
wow.
Finally.
All like
them?
what, 10 hours of it?
Yeah, there's a lot in the game. No, because there's two sets. They have the extreme ones, which are the actual cinematic ones, then they have the in-game ones.
Yeah, you should do
Oh.
both.
You have to because it fills them.
Yeah, Brandon
of
has
course.
also played Ni no Kuni.
Yeah, you beat it.
What was your
Yeah,
thoughts on
50.
Ni no Kuni?
Did you finally beat it?
Yeah, I finally beat it.
Okay.
Well, I beat it before. I beat it at the beginning of the week, but I've
Okay.
been.
Doing post game? How is the post game?
It's okay. It's grinding. Just a lot of grinding.
Is it more challenging?
No.
It
Well,
doesn't-
I guess it is in a sense because it's scaled with level when you get the quest.
Mhm.
But other than that, no.
Mayor, did you beat it?
No, I'm not going to enjoy the ending apparently.
No,
Why?
it's fun. It's just that after it's the post game.
The
It's
grinding.
Oh
basically
yeah, and the
Kingdom
last
Hearts.
boss because the last boss you have to fight 3 bosses in a fucking row,
yeah,
Mm.
it's horrible.
which is stupid.
That's when Sean gave up.
I did give up.
It always reminded me of Kingdom Hearts because it was just like, oh, your heart, the heartless.
Yes, the heartless.
So Telltale has a new game. It's called The Wolf Among Us. It's based on a comic by Vertigo called Fable. It's by Bill Willingham. Anyways, the only reason I bring this up is because it literally looks like a comic in motion. Like the graphics are insane, but it literally just looks like it's like cel shading to the max.
Have you ever played Comic Zone on the Genesis?
I have.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Isn't
have.
that
You played
the
Comic
craziest
Zone
game?
on Super Nintendo?
Yeah, Comic Zone on Super Nintendo. I played.
Oh yeah, I thought it was on the Genesis.
It's both, I think.
Yeah.
But it's really
I
cool.
don't
Yeah,
know.
but that is literally just
That is literally
no. But check
going
out the
through the
trailer.
game.
Check out the trailer for The Wolf Among Us. It's really, really like. Well, it doesn't really show that much, but the graphics are insane, and that's the only reason I brought it up because it literally looked like a comic in motion.
literally.
Well, what was
Literally.
that game that you liked there? It was with it's something 7, I think, and it was all cel shaded.
Oh,
you're-
Killer
Killer
7.
Seven.
7. Those guys are making another game.
Suda 51.
It's coming out at the end of the month. Killer is
I'm
dead.
looking forward to that.
Really? Good?
It's really good.
PlayStation 3 are looking forward to it?
Yeah, I have to.
Yes!
It's called Killer is Dead.
It sounds
Yeah.
like No More Killer.
No more Killer.
No,
It
but
actually
just
looks
really
Killer
good.
No
really
More.
good.
Well, that's it because it's the same cel shading as in Killer 7,
Okay.
but it's a more refined
Killer
game.
is dead 7. 7 killers are dead. 7
Heroes.
heroes.
No More Killer.
No More Heroes is killed.
No More
7
Killer
again.
7 is dead.
A couple more quick things.
Direct translation from Japanese. That one.
So stupid people are really funny. Apparently, some people got upset. No, listen. Stupid people are really funny. Apparently, people got upset because Satan is filtered out in League of Legends, but God and other deities aren't censored.
Smite.
No, this
No.
was in League of Legends.
Oh, yeah.
If you write Satan in the text, it'll censor it out.
Not if you don't have language.
Yeah, no, well, obviously, if you have the language filter off, but if I have it on, Satan's filtered out, nothing else is.
Oh.
Which, I don't know, apparently some Satanists got upset about that, and
FYI.
wait. Why are there Satanists playing Of course there's Satanists playing League of Legends. That's why it's such a horrible community.
Just FYI, I downloaded League of Legends
No, really?
Nice.
on my Mac.
Well, oh, wait.
Oh,
it
yeah.
works.
it still works.
It works
Yeah, it'll
perfectly.
still work.
Mac.
That shouldn't count.
I just wanted to try it out.
I shouldn't be allowed to play with us.
I wanted to try it out, and like, it worked perfectly fine until HG 4000.
They actually, the Mac version, they're announcing an exclusive character. I don't know if you guys read
There we
that.
go.
It's a skin that they made for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
iBlitz.
Yeah.
iBlitz, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
But there
Yeah,
is
I've
already
seen
an
it.
iBlitz, though.
No,
but that's
there's like a unique character. They just announced it this afternoon. You guys can see on Kotaku.
Okay, he's just
Nah,
fucking
that's weird.
It's
Yeah, he's
Steve
being an
Jobs.
asshole.
They've been watching-
It's Steve Jobs.
You know what he does? He fires people. Like, fired. I'm gonna make this Apple myself, and he did. And that's what he does. He just makes Apple computers.
He just sits at the base making computers.
Way to completely take that joke. Well, yeah, there was an exclusive skin. I don't follow League of Legends. So.
There what?
Why would you?
Way to be
I
super
would-
super talented and knowledgeable about League of Legends, Mayoor.
You believe the one person that doesn't play
I know,
the
that's what I was like, what?
I don't know
No
what the
one-
hell he's talking about. Maybe he saw something. I don't know.
Steve Jobs. He evolves into what's his name? Dave Cook?
Dane Cook?
No.
Anyway.
Dave Cook, is it?
It's
The
dangerous.
comedian?
No, the new CEO. It's Dave Cook, no? Or
Oh,
Rob
the
Cook
new
or something.
I have no clue.
Something very
James
pedestrian.
Cook.
James Cook.
That's actually him. He just found like a youth potion.
Fernando Cook, I think.
And that was-
They needed someone, the minority.
He's the new CEO.
Speaking of big companies, Microsoft pulled another 180.
Wow.
No, so they did a 180, and they do another
Another
180.
back
So
up-
they're
back to
basically
six.
at
Sorry,
square
yeah.
one.
They're basically back at 360.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Kinect is no longer required to be connected. See what I
Ah.
did there? Yeah.
Clever.
At all times, like before, but it still comes with it.
What?
So it
You have to
doesn't.
connect
It
it.
still comes with the system, so it's still $500, but you don't need to plug it
No,
in.
because look,
Until next week when they pull another one.
no, because
I'm
there
sorry,
It's
you
true.
need it to be plugged in.
there are certain games that you still need to play.
Obviously,
Yeah.
so if the game requires the Kinect, obviously you
Yeah,
need to plug it in, but you
and
don't
connect
need.
it to the internet.
Ah,
whatever.
Connect. You see what he did there?
Connect.
Yeah. Anyways, they're not gonna have a bundle that just is by itself.
No, it comes
It's
with
always gonna come with Kinect. You just don't need to plug it in. So I don't know. I
What's
guess
the
it'll
point of the
for people who want to play certain games.
then buy a Kinect.
No, it comes with it.
The Kinect should come with that game.
No,
Whatever.
because
They're going to change it. They honestly are going to change it.
if people complain enough, they're going to change.
They're just taking soft steps to.
Yeah,
They're
it's
just
stupid.
spreading out their fuck ups.
they don't want
week by
to.
week.
Yeah, admit to it in one go.
It's so stupid. They should have just admit everything was wrong and just
But I think,
Start
I
fresh.
think
Yeah.
it costs less this way.
No, I think they evaluate stuff and then do more focus tests.
Damage
and
control?
Then, yeah, exactly. And then evaluate more things.
Okay,
So it's like a trickle down effect.
okay, let's see how they respond to this one.
I'm still
Yeah.
pretty certain that it won't affect sales when the game comes.
Not
Probably not. I mean, the people that are going to buy it are still going to buy it.
the thing is, like, is there a PlayStation 4 release date?
No,
Do we know what's coming up first?
Holiday.
they just said winter.
It's gonna be November like 18th.
It's going to be
Calling
around
it
the
now.
same time, probably.
Yeah, so
You're calling it now, November 18th?
November 18th. I'm calling you right now.
When's the Xbox come out?
November 19th.
Oh, I don't know.
It's around there.
Comes out 30 seconds before it.
The thing is, like, with that in mind, if they both came out at the same time and there's $100 difference,
I think they'll, well,
No, people are still.
I
gonna
think
buy
they're
it.
both going to sell out. It depends on who has more systems.
Yeah.
Available, right? If they both have 4 million and they both sell out, they'll both sell 4 million, right? If one has 5 and one has 4, the one with 5 is going to, they're both going to sell out and that they're going to sell more just because they had more stock.
Look at it like this: if you're a video game player, you go into a store. They do no longer have a PS4, but they have the Xbox One, and you have the money on you.
Yeah.
It's what, 300 short.
No,
What's
it's
the difference?
it's $100. It's $100 difference.
Whatever it is.
what
You're
if it's-
gonna go and get the Xbox One if
Am
you're still
I?
playing.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I think that
If
there's
you
still
plan
gonna
on
be-
getting
I would-
both, anyways.
If you plan on getting
eventually.
both, possibly yes.
But you're more pushing for the PS4.
If you plan
you're
on
still
only
gonna get
if
the-
you plan on only getting one though, then you might
But I'm
wait.
saying
It
if-
depends.
if they say okay, it's gonna come in the next month.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna get.
I
the
would
one.
wait. I mean,
Some
that's
At
people
just
that
me, though.
point. There's a new Gundam game which I'm always happy about. It's like a battle royale.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
anyways, it's Gundam figures, and you can completely customize how you build them, and then you fight with them on like roulette tables and like workshop
So-
benches and stuff.
So it's.
So what you're telling me is that it's custom robo.
Oh, custom
But with
robo.
actual Gundams instead of just being custom roll.
You know what, that could work? I don't know. Nothing else has been successful. They could literally just make a new Pokemon game and call it Gundam.
Ooh, no,
That'd be like-
I've seen new
Gundam.
I've seen a new Pokemon game in the making, which I told them on Xbox, called Pokemon Generations.
Oh.
It's a 3D adventure game, but when you summon your Pokemon, you get to control the Pokemon, and it's like League of Legends. The 1, 2, 3, 4 are your abilities.
It's a
And you have-
computer game.
Yeah, but you aim your abilities. You aim
Who's
and you
making this?
dodge. I
It's
think-
like
I don't-
some random third
no,
party.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like some Asian name. It starts with an X.
Oh, he's just making it for no reason.
I guess so, but it's like
And
an indie game.
what is it called?
Oh, it's an indie game.
Pokemon Generations. You can actually.
How is it
look
an
at the
indie
videos.
game? It's a Pokemon
Yeah,
license.
I don't
No, but
It's probably
Oh,
gonna be
it's like a
free,
mod
and it's
for-
like just
Yeah.
like
No, well, it's not even a mod. It's just
if he doesn't sell it and get Nintendo's permission, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
like he's making it now. It's only a small part of it,
Yeah.
but each Pokemon so far has its own whatever, like special abilities.
Yeah.
And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you move around and you dodge. Like if you jump out of the circle before it hits you, you're fine.
Hmm.
So it looks
Cool.
interesting. It's in the making.
That Gundam game is out now in Japan, but there's
Really?
no word on a Western release,
Every-
which is
For what
unfortunate.
platform?
Every
PS3.
Every game.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
a PS3
every
game?
Gundam game.
They could have benefited from like that could have been like a Vita or like a 3DS game.
Yeah,
It would've
something
sold
like that.
better.
That could never leave Japan, and it'll still do good.
If it came out for the Vita, then I'll just wait a couple years until they actually come out with
When it's free.
yeah,
Yeah.
until you can pirate the Vita and then
Or until PlayStation Plus gives it out.
in Japan.
All right, so there's a new trailer for Assassin's Creed 4. Showed off a little bit more of the stealth.
Wow,
Yeah,
What stuff?
You're like,
what stealth?
that
Not
is
impressed.
captivating. Did they have
Anyways.
two people talking to each other in a long dialogue, and then you come up and kill both of them?
With an
Stop being a
axe.
jerk.
And then they
Sean.
like stealth with 4 exclamation points. We're still cool.
it's just one button. You
All
press
right,
it, and that's
So
all
they
it
showed
is.
off.
And he shoots both of them, and it's silenced. No one else hears it.
Everyone's just like shrugs. What happened?
They should do bullet time too.
At least let me get into it a
Yeah,
bit.
bullet time.
Okay, sorry.
Bring that back.
So they showed off some diving thing or whatever. You have to like you need special equipment to do it. I can't remember what it was called, but it's some real thing or whatever.
Diving.
Into
a
the
pool.
water. Like
It's
under the
from the
water.
ship. It brings you all the way down.
Oh,
and then
yeah?
You can, anyways, it leaves you gearless. So when you find like caves and to look for treasure and stuff, and there's already people there, like you have to like disarm them
How'd they get
and
there?
steal their weapons to actually fight. Which brings into the stealth part. They upgraded the eagle vision. Now it works more like Far Cry, so you can always see the people like through walls and stuff like that if you have sight on them.
Oh.
So that improves the stealth a bit. You can actually play around with them a little bit more.
That's good.
They showed a bit of Havana, which is one of the 3 main cities in it. It's a Spanish style, and it's built like the cities in Assassin's Creed 2, so it's very vertical, a lot more building space
Nice.
compared to the third one. There are whatever side missions to get cash. You can upgrade your guns and your character. You can holster up to 4 guns eventually when you're with your upgrades,
That's pretty cool.
and you can upgrade the guns themselves, obviously. And they showed a new weapon, which is the blowpipe. And you can like use different poisons or whatever, and you can make them like confused, and they start attacking their own
So
people and
does he
stuff
no
like
longer
that.
have a bow?
I don't know. He probably has the bow too.
I don't know if he has a bow. Why would he need one?
Yeah.
No,
What's
we
his
need the
name?
blow.
That's true. Why would you need a
Yeah,
bow?
he's a pirate, man.
Yeah.
He's got guns and a fucking boat.
Yeah, it's true.
With
And
a
if you
cannon.
need silent with quietness, you just
You just shoot a cannon at everybody, they're dead. They're not gonna hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Use your stealth.
So yeah, that's basically what I took away from the trailer. But it looked cool. Definitely looked a lot more fun than the third one did.
I'm open to it. I mean,
Everything looks more fun than the third one.
Yeah, after playing the third one, while playing it, I understood what Sean told me about it. It had so much potential to be good, and it should have been better. But they just took away from things from Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, and just made it bad.
yeah.
I feel conned by Sean because he sold it to me,
You sold it to you?
Very politely, oh my god.
and then it's just
With a
resting.
shiv.
It's just there. I never played it. I
You're
have
buying something
all.
for you.
I have the whole thing. I just have all Assassin's Creeds, but I never played through
So it's good to
any of
collect,
them
man.
except for 2.
They make
Two
better
was
Two was
good,
good.
Two was
They make
fun.
good collectibles, and
Brotherhood
you can
was-
stack them
was
on top
cooler
of each other.
because-
It's more practical.
Well,
Yeah,
I liked all of them until 3. And I enjoyed 3 sometimes.
The thing is, like,
Sometimes.
Brotherhood improved on the graphics, so like it was basically Assassin's Creed 2 plus.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Next up, we have Project Spark. You remember that from E3?
Yes.
Project Spark is essentially a Little Big Planet, but for Microsoft and Windows and
Really?
Xbox. Yes.
Oh, you weren't there. For
And
this
it's all
conversation.
3D. It's all 3D. It's not like 2.5D.
Okay.
Anyways,
So it's Disney Infinity.
Basically.
I haven't really looked too much at Disney Infinity other than like I know you have the figurines and stuff. But you can pretty much make it's very flexible in the sense you can make side scrollers, first person shooters, third person shooters, isometric, like dual stick shooters if you wanted. Like you can make whatever you want basically.
Could you make pie charts?
You could.
Maybe.
You
Of
could.
course.
And they're interactive.
Wow.
They're moving.
3D interactive
It's
pie
quite
charts.
possible.
I'm pretty sure you can make a pie chart to a world that you create, and it will evolve as your world evolves.
Can you make a PowerPoint though?
I approve.
You
Like a
probably
slideshow?
could.
All right, come on.
Because it's a side scroller. You could
Yeah,
make
you can
a power-
scroll through the slides.
Yeah.
You can call it a slide scroller now.
Anyways,
A slideshow where there's partial nudity in it.
so the beginning of the trailer just started off like basic editing tools. You know, you have a flat plane, you can just mold stuff to whatever you want. But then I started like writing stuff at the 15-minute mark because then they showed something cool that happened. Basically, they have these things called biomes, which are like environment tools, and so you can make like the woodland environment. And when you start painting on the ground, it brings up grass. But not only does it bring up the grass of the woodland, it puts rocks, it puts trees, it puts like little woodland creatures and stuff like that. So it populates the world without any effort on your part.
Can you make sharks?
What?
Can you make sharks?
Probably, yeah.
That's kinda
Well,
neat,
he made a rock and he put a shark fin on it because they were doing a live stream basically,
Okay.
and someone in the someone in the audience was talking about it.
What?
She wanted a shark's fin.
Anyway, so I thought that was really cool. Yeah, every object has a brain.
A brain?
A brain.
Yes, because you can. They have a visual programming into it, so you can basically do like you have when this side happens, you do this side. So it's like when you see the player, follow him,
Oh.
or when you see the player, attack him, or shoot a bow
Oh.
at him,
That's kind
or
of
like
actually.
but there's all kinds of stuff you can write lines and lines and lines and lines of code that work like this, and then you can do like sub code. So it's like when this happens, do this, and then do this right afterwards or whatever. So that's really cool, and you can do it with pretty much anything. So like how I said, he made a rock and put a shark fin on it. The rock has a brain, and the fin has a brain too. So they can do independent things, even though they're part of one object. Well, they're mixed into one
Well, he
object.
did that in the conference there. He made the pet rock.
Yeah, that's yeah.
He already had it preset for all the stuff because he didn't feel like doing it.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
time.
But this time they did it
Yeah.
directly on in front of everybody.
And then he evolved the rock into a rock golem.
Really?
Yeah, and you can put creatures into them, and then you can change their characteristics. They come in they have their own characteristics when they come in, but you can modify them.
Oh.
So like you can make goblins, but you can make friendly goblins too. You just have to remove the subroutines that say that it will attack you when it sees you.
It's RPG Maker, just more advanced.
It sounds
Yes.
actually pretty good. I would.
It looks very nice.
You can
It
make
looked
an RPG out of it.
Very stylized, very nice. The graphics are really nice. It doesn't seem like it's very hard to make something that looks good. It would be hard to make a complex game, I'm sure, or it would be time consuming. But I don't think it would be very hard to learn. Like I know how to visually program too. Like Virtuals does the exact same thing, on a more sophisticated extent because this is way more visual than Virtuals is. It's more like the Gambits almost, or like the AI in like Final Fantasy 12 or Kingdom Hearts or whatever. Like you just have levels of AI, and then you give them specific commands to do, and it looked pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of releases coming out next week, 2 big releases, depending on if you like stealth action and bonkers open world mayhem. Splinter Cell,
Yes, I heard that.
I don't even know what it's called.
That was Blacklist or whatever.
Blacklist, and Saints Row 4. So maybe we can just first we'll talk about Splinter Cell if we have previous experiences with it. And,
Well, I know Matt likes it.
Yeah.
But I never got into it. I was more of a Metal Gear fan.
I was reading the IGN review of it today, and the guy who reviewed it actually really likes the Splinter Cell series. That's why I actually thought of Matt, because you liked the earlier Splinter Cell games.
Well, I only played the first one. It was the other series that I played. I forget what it was called.
Ghost Recon.
No, it's not a stealth game.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like Tom Clancy games.
No, it was another stealth game. I forget what it was.
Not Metal Gear.
No.
Tenshu.
Oh, you like Siphon Filter.
That's the
Thief.
Siphon Filter.
Oh,
Siphon
Siphon
Filter.
Filter.
Did that ever qualify as stealth? I feel like
I
that
thought it was a
It
shooter.
was more stealth than
I thought he was a sniper.
no.
No.
They always had that sniper rifle with him on the cover.
But
He
it had a
better-
silencer
He had
on it.
better shooting, but it was a lot of stealth.
You should bring that back.
No, they tried.
The best thing about this,
Really
yeah,
good.
they failed. The best thing about the
They
Siphon
failed.
Filter games was
On
how I found that the level design was really creative in the earlier ones. They were just, it was very imaginative. Like I was
In
always
Splinter Cell?
in Siphon Filter.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, very
Because you
imaginative.
could climb on everything and just kind of try to maneuver around.
Okay.
You were saying, Brendan?
No, wait. Did they re-release or make a Siphon Filter for
They-
PS3?
no,
PS2.
They
PS2.
made a multiplayer one and it didn't do
Oh,
very
okay.
well.
They
Yeah.
made a PS2 one that bombed hard.
Yeah. The
I remember
multiplayer
that. I had a demo for it.
one, after
so.
that, it
Yeah.
just nothing.
Well, they came out with 2 PSP ones, which did relatively well for the PSP.
Well,
So
Wasn't
they
one
sold
a port of
200
the first
copies,
one?
and that was a success for them.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, one was a
Sorry,
port of
Aaron?
the
One
first
was a port of the first one though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Had no idea. So anyway, Splinter Cell. I thought a lot of people, the buzz around before it came out was that it was going to be underwhelming. It was just going to sort of hit and pass by. But it sounds like it has good value, which I'm kind of excited for. There's a cooperative element to it, a cooperative
Well,
based,
that's what they did. They took the last game's cooperative and improved on it even more.
which I'm excited for because I love stealth and I like trying cooperative stealth with people who are serious-minded about it. They also have the Mercs that's back, which apparently is
Yes.
handled very well.
Yes, because it was pretty bad in the last one. It was unbalanced.
But now it's supposed to be better. They're, essentially, for people who are unfamiliar with it, two players play as Splinter Cells, so they're like it's a third-person stealth
No,
element.
you could do more than that. You could do teams of 4 on 4.
Yeah, now it is, but the older ones is supposed to be 2-on-2. You have 2 spies and 2 mercs, and the mercs are in first person, so it's a first-person shooter. They have traps. It becomes like a tactical espionage game versus spies who are. They seem to have a lot of power. You can run up to people and actually kill them by running through them and knifing them in the back. It feels kinetic, which I like. And I'm curious to see if the community is going to support it, because then I'd be willing to get it. If it drops to $40, if someone else is willing to get it.
Now we play online.
Exactly, because that would be sick. That would be a lot
I'll
of
get it
fun.
on the PC, on Steam.
It'd be cheaper. Wait.
Get the bundle pack.
Oh, and the next game is Saints Row 4. I played about 10 hours of Saints Row 3, and it was okay. I could see why people would like the series, but I never got into
It's just
it.
a goofy game. It's GTA.
Yeah,
with goofy.
Yeah.
I was actually looking to buy it just today. I was going on eBay just to buy it.
Saints Row 3.
I never played it, never owned it.
Neither have I, but
The third
But I
Saints
want
Row?
it so bad.
I
Yeah.
played the first or second one a little bit.
I
I played the
definitely
couple
second
hours.
one because that was the one that I bought.
if you're gonna start
Yeah.
anywhere, just start on the third one.
Yeah.
The
I
second
guess
one
I'll
is
just
supposed to be decent, though.
Might as well just start the fourth one though.
I'd rather
At
the
this
third.
point,
'Cause I don't know
Well, no,
why.
the fourth one you got superpowers and shit. It's gotta be so much
Yeah,
fun.
but if you can spend like 20% on of the new one, of the fourth one rather, on nearly the exact same game for
Might
Saints Row
as
the third,
well.
you might I would
It's
suggest
$20 around on about $20 on
Yeah.
eBay. Because I know you can't. It's almost impossible to find in stores now
Really? Why?
because it's THQ.
Hi, that's true.
Um,
Very true.
But yeah, on eBay it's about $20 brand new.
Digital download, man.
Yeah. Steam, I got it.
I wanna
at
play
all
it on my
DLC
PS3.
for $10.
I'm pretty sure it won't
Steam.
run on my PC. That's the thing.
That's
I,
probably
was playing Alan Wake. It was okay.
Oh yeah.
I was playing Deus Ex. It ran fine, but
Well, then it should run fine.
Saints Row. But it's a lot of. It's like a whole world.
yeah, there's a lot happening.
No, you could probably shrink it so it's not loading everything constantly.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Well, settings adjustment, but still, the fourth one looks pretty cool. It's got all those superpowers. Kind of reminds me of Crackdown at this point, but more crazy than Crackdown is.
I think it's smart. I think it's a good time for it to come out just because it sort of gets ahead of GTA 5. So people who are like going like crazy for that, they're fiending for some GTA. They might spontaneously buy it. There's already a community supporting it. I think Deep Silver is. I don't know if they had any control in when it was going to be released, but I think it's smart that they're releasing it now.
Yeah, it's a month early.
And it's smart that
compared
they're
to
yeah, and
GTA 5.
it's smart that they're repackaging it as Saints Row 4 instead of like Saints Row 3.5 or some Bobo thing like that,
Yeah, and, well, I mean, it could have been DLC, I guess. Like, they just had superpowers and a little bit of a story, but I guess they expanded on the story a little bit more.
Mhm.
And the world.
Well, I mean, I would
No, it's the
assume it's
same
more or
map.
less the same map.
No, but the way they did it, it's probably new.
Well, it looks different because it's like a simulation now or whatever, so it looks
Yeah.
like
That's,
Tronish almost sometimes.
As an excuse, obviously, too. It really is Crackdown 2, where they really just sell you the exact same map all over again, and they expect you to sort of eat it, and then be happy about
It's
it.
kind of unfortunate.
Do you want to play the fourth one, Sean?
I played the third one, and I thought it was too excessive.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Excessive.
Well, currently, Alex is playing Saints Row 3 now.
with
Yeah,
combo.
I'm running around with combo.
What do
So
you-
fun.
It is fun. You like it?
It is so fun.
There's a lot of.
But
stupid
I
shit.
was a huge fan of Saints Row 2 also. So I played Saints Row from start to end everything that was in it.
Wow.
You just gotta run around naked with a giant dildo bat.
That's all I wanted to do.
That was the first thing that I did.
Giant dildo bat while naked.
It's very liberating for all those people
Yeah.
who want to be
Yeah.
naked and hit people.
It's
with
what I've
dildo
always
Although-
dreamt of.
Although I wasn't completely naked. My first costume that I made, I was naked except for I had a pair of gloves and I had a space helmet on.
Nice.
Well, then you're not naked. Alex.
That's the way to do it.
That's right.
They can't get your fingerprints and they can't see your face.
That's true.
All right, so question of the week.
Sure.
Of the week. Okay, so this is toning it down a little bit. It's going to be a little bit emotional. I hope everyone's okay with that.
We have
Okay,
beer.
so 2 questions that are, it's a 2-parter essentially. Your first positive and vivid experiences playing and enjoying video games, and your first negative experiences with video games. That were
First
both
a
equally,
negative experience.
yeah, you can do positive, you can do negative,
Not
but something
remember that.
vivid, something that is not like last week I was playing Dishonored and I died, and now I kill people professionally. No, it
I
has to be
became
something,
him.
something exciting, you know, something that I can start if you guys want
Yeah,
to.
go ahead.
I was thinking of negative, but I think I'll just do positive.
You can do both.
I can do
At the
both,
same time.
Just do both.
both at the same time.
Mash the story together.
All right, so positive experiences. Probably playing when I was younger and I just got the Sega Genesis. This was when the PlayStation 1 was around, so I was sort of a generation behind with everything. And I'd never
Wow.
even owned a console before, so it was just like, it felt so liberating to finally have a home console. You know, it was very unexplainable to the point now where I take for granted the fact that I can go out and buy video games. And back then I had to play, you know, Sonic and NHL 98 or something like that. You know, and you'd play it to death. You would actually spend so much time with these games and you'd feel like this personal connection with them, you know, that you don't feel anymore for a number of reasons.
Because now you're actually buying the game yourself. So you
Not to mention we're older. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it could be a different feeling, but I get the impression that younger people still experience that when they first get.
they
Probably.
enjoy the simple things.
Yeah, they do. There's an innocence to it, I guess, that is gone when you're older.
Well, just for an example, I was at a mall and there was a girl. She was young. They had a balloon. They tied not a rock, like a stick to the end so it would weigh it down. She would literally take the stick, throw it, the balloon would rise. She'd grab the stick and just throw it again, and she was just having fun.
Yeah.
Simple things.
It
Over
is
and over and over again.
powerful.
So what was the?
He was playing basically that, but as a video game.
Yes.
What was I?
You just- because
my first positive experiences
Was just getting like your first home console. And just
Oh
playing the
right,
games
so
to
I
death?
guess the game more specifically was it was called Kid Chameleon,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, that, yeah.
and it probably is a terrible game, but I love
What?
it.
No.
It is
It's
It's
amazing.
probably a horrible
the
game.
least, the
By
least
now.
linear
Everyone
game I've ever
loved it.
played in my
Yeah, but
life.
by
It
now.
is by
Not
far it is so non-linear. It doesn't make any sense. You have a traditional level, but you know in Mario, you're like, oh, I have the flute, I can skip worlds. No, in the Kid Chameleon, it was so vertical that like there were 4 ways of completing stages depending on because essentially Kid Chameleon, right? You get these masks which transform you into different things. You can turn into a tank. You can turn into this guy who becomes a tornado. Those are the only 2 that I can remember.
There's a
other
knight, I think.
and oh yes, the knight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember the night also. And based on these powers, it allows you to go to different parts of the world. And increasingly, the worlds become divergent. So if you go to if you beat a level by going to X instead of Y, Y leads to a different path. They might reconnect, but a lot of the times they become increasingly divergent to the point where you end up just dying because the level is just so bonkers hard. And then you restart and you go down a different path. And it felt exciting, you know, as opposed to like Mega Man, for example, where it was very...
Hey man, don't just Mega Man.
I'm not
Yeah.
dissing it. I'm just saying that Mega Man was very surgical in that it demanded perfection of you, whereas Kid Chameleon demanded curiosity of you. And I think that they were very different, obviously, and I really enjoyed that as an experience, which is probably why I like RPGs now. So it's interesting.
Cool.
So I don't know what. Maybe we go to Brandon, see if he has anything.
I have a lot, to be honest.
Just give us one, Brandon.
The Last of Us.
The
No.
first
You know,
one.
Your first, man. Your
Here-
first.
The Last of Us. No, I'm just kidding.
Last week I discovered video games.
I started playing video games on the Genesis. There's really 2 experiences. I don't know which came first, but
The chicken.
the chicken or the egg.
Technically, the egg.
Anyway, from I don't know what the timeline was. It's either
elementary.
Turtles in Time, Turtles in Time or X-Men 2 on the Genesis. And I'm leaning towards X-Men because when I got my first console, it was a Sega Genesis, and the packing game wasn't Sonic. It was Joe Montana's Football 94.
Joe Montana.
Okay, so I did not enjoy playing video games until the end of the Genesis cycle, when all rental movie video game shops were just giving away their games.
Yeah.
Then my parents picked up X-Men 2 and Virtual Bart. This
Virtual Bart.
okay,
Nice.
this like X-Men 2 was. These are both the best and worst games, most frustrating game and the best game that I ever played, because on the Genesis at least, because again I only had technically 3 games.
Yeah.
And X-Men 2 was a game that I had gotten down to a science. Like I loved it. I would play it nonstop, not with in which every stage I'd know which character to be to pick to be best suited for whatever stage I chose. Whereas Virtual Bart, I'd consistently play it, but I consistently hate it. It was just horrible gameplay, horrible controls. I absolutely did not love playing that game. But there was only 2 games I had.
Yeah.
So it's either X-Men. If I'm tired of X-Men, I'd play some Virtual Bart.
Why don't you just play
And
Joe
then-
Montana?
And then Joe Montana just laid by the wayside, and
Fucking in the garbage.
maybe that's the worst game that I ever played.
Yeah, I was
Worst
gonna say that
experience.
actually answers
You-
both
no, no,
of my
but he's
questions
never-
at once.
No, but
That's
he's
good.
never played it, so he can't
No, he
know.
didn't.
No, I did play.
Virtual Bart. He played a lot of Virtual Bart. He said it was frustrating.
Yeah. Whereas Joe Montana, I'd play a bit. The only thing I would get like 1 touchdown by running from end to end, and then I'd lose the game. I just do end to end like that's. 'Cause I'm like 7 years old.
You don't know
I don't
how
know
to
shit about football. And what are these like formations I have to
knows.
choose?
Yeah.
And I just go end to end, and I lose obviously because it's too hard for me in quotations. But
Football.
yeah, it's like
But then wouldn't you run end to end every single time they got a touchdown?
it's not that easy.
Or did you miss it?
It was like
often-
fluke.
sometimes.
It was just like once in a while I'd get like a touchdown end to end, and
And then you lose.
yeah, I'd lose anyway because they just overpower me.
It's good.
Anyways, yeah. Mayor, what
Mayor, what do you got?
Well, the first game I've ever played is I have a love-hate relationship with that game. I
League
forget
of
what it's
Legends.
called. If you're on a skateboard, well, you're running at first and you're jumping. It's a side scroller.
Pitfall.
No.
So it's skate or
Oh, it's
die.
very
For
fast,
NES.
Skate or die.
Skater guy?
Skate or die.
No.
It's for the NES.
Yeah. It's the first game I ever played, and you're just running. You don't control how fast you're running. You just jump.
Is it called Life?
And yeah, that game is really frustrating because I die like even at the first rock. So you just jump over and like I missed it like I think 1 every 10 times.
How old were you?
I was like 5. So yeah,
The obstacles were rocks. That's
rocks and there's animals.
snakes.
You get a skateboard at one point, which makes you go faster, which made it frustrating. But yeah,
This is your bad experience?
yeah. Well,
This
I
is
feel like
before-
you're talking about Back to the Future.
It sounds like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's any. They cloned, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're running. Is it like vertical, or
Well,
is
it's
it sideways or horizontal?
sideways.
Think of the Impossible game, but just with like pictures.
But the game that also I have a love-hate relationship with is Mega Man X.
Oh.
That's the first game I ever actually tried to beat, and I couldn't for the first 2 years that I owned that game.
That's fantastic.
It's a hard.
It's good
game.
For
value.
the first 2 years, I couldn't. I got to the final stage, but I never beat it
Huh.
until my parents kind of hated me because I just kept on playing it all day. I'd just be on the final stage. I couldn't beat Sigma.
Did that have a
Someone-
password system?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was with
they-
a password system.
To be
Yeah.
honest, X-Men and X-Men 2 I've never beaten. I went to the final stage. There is no password.
There's no
Uh,
You
Yeah.
reset it. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
gotta
That's
start
fun.
again.
You're right. That's it.
But see, that's the thing with Mega Man that's so good, because like after playing it for so long, you just look like a master playing it because you know exactly what's going to happen everywhere, and you're just running through the levels, and it just looks amazing.
And
Also
you know,
a kid.
You're also a little
and you
kid,
know
yeah.
the counters.
Huh?
And you know the counters to every boss and every level. And you know which order to do the levels in.
That's how
to
Brandon
maximize.
feels with
Yeah,
X-Men.
with X-Men 2, it was just down to science.
But then you could do multiplayer.
I don't know.
Right?
if
One,
that
it was one of the
one.
X-Men games. I remember it was a platformer. So
X-Men 1 and maybe X-Men 1, maybe.
it might have been one then, because I remember I always played with my brother.
Thing
It
is,
was
I only had one controller,
Oh.
so I don't even know. Honestly, to this day, I actually bought more Genesis games recently. I bought Rocket Knight Adventures,
Oh,
and I
that's
bought like
good.
a Mickey Mouse game, and it's so fun, especially Rocket Knight Adventures. But like like to this, like the difficulty level is just so vast now that I can't play it anymore. I get past the first level, I'm like, oh, this is way too hard. I have to play hours upon hours to actually be good at it.
You're like drenched in sweat because
Pretty
it's like,
much.
so challenging. It's taxing.
Matt, what you got?
Well, I actually don't remember
Yeah,
any
yeah.
of the first. I know I had a Nintendo. I remember playing the Mario.
Well, just like a vivid
Just a
memory, then
vivid
your first
memory.
vivid memory.
And then I don't know what the first.
Yeah, but it could be
is.
afterwards. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
the
it
first.
could have been a couple
Well,
years
that's it.
ago.
Like I played. What I got the Nintendo way back when. I think one of the first games I ever played though was Warcraft on the PC.
Wow.
The first
The
one.
first Warcraft?
The first Warcraft on the PC.
God damn that
But it was
game.
not on my PC. It
remember
was on
that.
a friend's PC, so I could
Okay.
never constantly play it.
Okay.
Whenever I'd go to his house, that's all I would do. I'd be like, yes, let's just start this up and I'll go.
Yeah, that's sick.
One of the first.
And that sounds good
I
because it
suppose.
built like a friendship between you two based on this
I've
game.
never spoken to him after.
Well, for the
You
6
only
months
used
it took
them?
to beat the game.
You only use them for Warcraft.
I suppose.
I'm gonna leave the money on the table.
Well, other than that, there was mostly just the Contra games, which for us is impossibly hard for some reason. But as a kid, you just get really good at it, and then you just beat the game.
Yeah.
But for us, it's almost impossible.
Gotta use those cheats.
No, not even. The
Yep.
one
Oh man, you just had
as a
the
kid, man,
basic
yeah.
WoW. You
Me and
didn't
my
really-
brother, we would just roll through them together. We just sit there all day.
Nice.
We'd
Do you-
get good at
Do you
it.
have any bad experiences with video games? Things that like over? I mean, probably
Not as a
since
kid
then
because I
four-
just liked every game as a kid.
No, I know, but like,
Well, now I do because I have more opinions about
Yeah,
games and I've
yeah.
played more.
yeah.
But as a kid, I mean, I probably loved almost every game I had because we got to choose what games we
But
wanted to play.
Do you have any like not necessarily just Matt, but this is for everyone? Like my worst experiences with video games isn't the game itself. It was just something that was happening while I was playing video games. So, for example, before I dated the person I'm dating now, I was trying to date this girl in Guzo, and this was around the time that I was playing Sly 2. And I remember very vividly getting into this like love triangle where it didn't end up working out with me and this girl because she ended up going with this maniacal.
Maniacal.
No, that is
The cranky cat. The cranky cat.
Anyways, it ended up not working out in my favor, but it ended up being a very like difficult period for me because it was like drama, like high school drama, So
Mhm.
that was mine.
Literally, it was high school.
Yeah, exactly. But I love Sly too. But I have very vivid memories of it and associating it with this other sort of tumultuous
Bad
period in my.
times.
Yeah, exactly. And that's sort of more that it wasn't like necessarily just a challenging game that I necessarily frustrated me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
It was like Battlefield of Love
Well,
and Worship.
yeah.
The first game I played, well, I mean, the first game I remember playing a lot was Secret of Mana, which is still a game that I love now. But that's not the experience I'd go with. I'd basically go with like after we got our N64, our parents didn't really want to buy us any more consoles because like they're expensive and like all you do is play them, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now he makes
So-
video games for a living.
So in Sec
That's
1,
the point.
when I was in grade 7,
Okay.
there was a contest. Well, it wasn't really a contest. It was you raised money for like some charity or whatever, but like depending on how much money you raise, you can win prizes. And the first prize basically was a PS1 or whatever.
Oh shit.
So I basically
Yeah.
me and my brother just raised a ton of money going everywhere, up and down the blocks and stuff like that. I can't remember how much we raised, but anyways, we ended up winning
It
the
was over
PS1.
1,000. It was over 1,000.
It wasn't over 1,000
What
pretty
kind-
sure it
where,
was.
where was this?
at PC.
Okay,
When?
wow, really?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how I got my PS1,
That's
and I remember spending the summer between Sec 1 and Sec 2 just renting games from Blockbuster and like Videotron and just playing a different game
Just
every week or
burning
whatever.
them.
Blockbuster, what's that?
Well, this was like
Poor bastards.
12 years ago, 13 years ago. Anyways, that would be mine.
That's fantastic.
Just getting that PS1 and just playing different games every week.
Do you have any
All
bad
summer.
memories?
Not one that I can remember, other than playing like, one that haunts me is
Top Shop.
no.
Yes.
Actually, because I used to buy random games, whatever. I still like collecting rare games. I don't do it as much as I used to, but Videotron and Blockbuster, where I used to go, always sold games, and they always sold like used games that they didn't really rent anymore. And there was Valkyrie Profile, which is a $200 game now, at least, and maybe not anymore since there's so many re-releases.
Mhm.
But like back in the day, and they were selling it for $40. But at the time, I didn't know what it was, and I always wanted to buy it because it looked really cool. But it was $40, and I was broke as shit because I was a kid, so I kept buying the cheaper games. And then
Oh.
when exactly, and now like it just haunts me to this day that I never bought that game.
Or
Wow.
what's it called? The Street Fighter one.
Street Fighter.
No, what game was it? It's like $100 for the game.
I don't know.
It's
Super
one-
Nintendo?
Is it on Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Cracky cat.
Cracky cat.
What is it called? Shit, I know it. It's on the tip
Is
of
it
my
shit I
fucking
know?
tongue.
No, it's a fighter.
Yeah.
On
Fuck.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
It's not Street
Hang
Fighter?
on.
I was sure it was one of the Street Fighter ones.
Killer Instinct.
No.
Yeah, Killer Instinct.
Was it?
No?
It's not $100.
No, it's not.
Definitely not worth
No, I'm
$100.
sure it was one of the Street Fighter games, like one of the first Street Fighter games in the
Fighting
cartridge,
Street.
in the box and everything. It's supposed to be over $100.
Streets of Rage, the Altered Beast.
Streets of
Streets of
Rage.
Rage. I used to play that a lot at
Yeah.
one of my friend's house.
Man,
He had tons of games on
I
his
always
Genesis.
love those beaters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
You can't get tired of those. I was
Well,
playing it with my
you can,
brother.
but it's just- But you play them when you
Yeah.
people. You can.
Exactly. I was playing it.
Turtles in Time, man. That game is so
That's
good.
the thing.
Oh,
Like my
it's
friend had
amazing.
a Super Nintendo. He had Batman and Turtles in Time.
Yo, Batman was sick.
And they're
Yeah,
both
those
amazing,
old
but Turtles in
Batman
Time
games.
was Turtles in Time.
Yeah, they
The old-
really killed that with Turtles in Time.
The old Spawn game, not Spawn, Phantom,
Phantom.
on
Yes.
Super Nintendo.
Do you remember that movie? How
Yes.
terrible that movie was.
It wasn't that bad.
Was it?
I
Is
don't
it the
even
guy
know that
who
game.
It's
does
the purple. He's wearing all purple.
Is it the voice of
Can't remember.
Brock Sampson? Was it that guy?
No, that was the Tick.
Yeah, but I don't know if he also did the.
No, I don't think it was him. It was the guy that was actually doing the.
All right, Alex, what's yours?
Mine is the first time we had a Nintendo.
What?
We had a Nintendo. Bad experience
League of
is
Oh, I think I know
Wow.
Alex's. I think I know Alex's bad experience since I'm a part
what
of
is
it.
it? What is it?
Way to go, Adam.
Me and Ricky, or me and Joseph, I can't remember.
Joseph
No,
Crosby.
that had nothing to do with video games. You guys were just that was Super Nintendo, and you guys were just playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know, but that is part of gaming. That is a bad experience. Can you tell?
Yeah,
Tell us that.
Let's hear Alex's first.
That was the best. Anyways, okay, go Alex. We'll talk about it after.
I was always just so bad at Duck Hunt.
Oh.
I could not shoot the fucking ducks,
Right up against
and
the
I
screen,
hated
man.
And I
it.
hated it.
Just shoot a light.
Hated it.
You're good.
What?
If you shoot a light, it'll be fine. It works out.
Oh,
No,
really?
I always like stood up on the bed and got close to the TV with
No.
the gun and shot.
But I'm saying
Point
if you
blank.
shoot like a light bulb, it'll work.
No, you don't understand how the setup was for our Nintendo. It was up in our parents' room, and their TV is like on the top of this gigantic bureau.
Oh, God.
So it's like near the ceiling.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on a bed or whatever, and you're trying to play, and you're so far away from the TV, it's almost impossible to hit those ducks. So, like you said, we were standing on the bed, at the edge of the bed, as close to the TV as possible, so we could just have a shot at it.
Oh shit! I
Yeah.
just thought of a new memory. Sorry, Alex. I remember I used to go with my family to this restaurant. I don't remember where it was. I think it might have been on the 720. Is that the highway with the Biff Tech?
That's 520.
No, that's 520.
520. Thank you.
720.
520. I don't even frequent it that much. It's sort of this off.
No one frequents it that much.
It's a very
I
strange
reckon.
highway that I don't know where it even goes to. It's just sort of like.
Doesn't matter.
Anyways, so they used to have this restaurant. I think it was there. Doesn't matter where it is. Where they'd have. It was actually the food was terrible. I remember never even liking the food. I would always order the pizza because it used to take the longest to order. And while I was waiting for the pizza, my parents would let me go into this. For whatever reason, it had like these booths, but then it had the equivalent size of the restaurant was like this room of arcade machines.
Nice.
And if you were ordering food, you can just play them for free. And I remember just
Nice.
loving that place to death because I would just play video games. And then I would purposely order the food that took the longest to order. And
So
then I
you
would
just
go and
keep
kind of
playing.
like eat it, half eat it, and then I'd run and play. And it was such amazing because I didn't
That's
have
good.
this is before the Sega Genesis, and like it was magical because I'd go maybe 3 times a year.
Would
if
you
that.
frolic as you went in?
Frolic.
And I was a
He'd-
big kid, man.
he'd
So
be
for me to
hopping.
not eat food, that was big. That was a deal breaker for me and food.
The
So,
diet plan.
the giant plan.
Diet.
Oh, the
Just
giant.
bring
Video games.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Alex, what's your good one?
The good one is on Nintendo 64,
DDR.
playing Donkey Kong 64.
That is a good game.
Yeah.
That was such a good game, and this is a good and a bad experience because there was a water level in it, and when I got to the water level, I got stuck in it, and we brought our N64 to our cousin's house, and I was playing it, and our cousin deleted my file.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
Oh shit.
Really? Which one?
Yes, Christina. She
In the
it was
deleted
an
it.
accident.
And I
What?
was just like, I was watching her, and she hit the delete button. I was like, no, don't. And then it confirms yes or no, and I'm just like, no, don't. And she hit yes, and
How is that
Uh,
an accident?
I was so sad.
That's not an accident. That was on
No,
purpose.
because when the N64 came out, she must have been like 7.
Yeah,
How old was
yeah. Well,
Alex?
I was
He was a
eight,
year
she
younger. She was,
No, a year older. Sorry.
she's a year older. He was probably 8. She was like 9 or something like that.
So what, she didn't know how to
Yeah.
read?
No,
No,
but
she-
they were probably not paying
I don't know
attention.
what
She
it
was
was. Yeah,
who
I don't
knows?
remember.
Well, that's the same idea like my sister. She deleted my Mario, the 64 Mario 64.
And you have to beat it
Full
again.
complete.
This was your first
Oh.
sister, right? The one who's no longer with us?
Yeah.
For totally unrelated
My
reasons.
twin, my twin that grew a part of
She
my
plummeted to her death from the roof of your house
Yes.
for whatever reason the next day. It was
completely beats all 120 stars
for the 64.
for the 64.
That is my favorite
I did
Mario
that,
game.
and she deleted it.
My favorite Mario.
I had to
game.
do it again.
And
You
you
did it
No, I'm
again.
close.
I'm almost there.
So a bad
So now
experience
it's-
for Alex, which is hilarious. So my my mom used to have these like little dolls in her room, and they were like a little creepy, and like she made them, right, and it was weird. They didn't look.
Oh,
They
man.
weren't ugly, but they were creepy.
They all
Okay.
had your face on them.
No, they were like
It's
angels.
Keanu
No,
Reeves' face.
they were like they were angels or something like that. Anyways, so we were playing Super Nintendo, we were playing Mortal Kombat, and Alex was hogging the controller. So like, if you don't share, like, she's gonna turn off the TV, and we were pointing at the angel. And Alex is like, "No, my mom made that. That's What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, you'll see." And when he had his back turned, my cousin turned on the sleep on the TV for 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, the TV just cuts off, and Alex screams and runs downstairs to my parents.
That's so good.
That's
The
amazing.
doll.
That was definitely hilarious.
That's a really
Yeah, it
good
was
prank.
pretty funny.
But he was like 7, so I mean, like, he had
Yeah,
no
it was
clue what was
really
going
young.
on. He freaked the shit out. It was
That's what it's
hilarious. What?
That's what it's about.
Good times.
That actually sounds like a really good prank.
How old were you compared to him at that age?
I was 10 or 11.
There you go.
4 years older.
Wait, hold up.
Experience for everybody.
Alex is 20 right now?
21.
No.
Yeah.
So
21.
basically
He's
he's my
turning
bro-
22, and I'm turning 26.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam's already 25.
Because he's 4 years younger. My
Yeah.
brother's 4 years younger.
Yeah, but you wasn't...
Wow.
Did you go to school with Brandon's brother?
No, my brother went to Lindsay.
Oh, why?
'Cause
Not only that, Brandon's a year younger than you, Adam.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
all
but
here.
still.
it's the same.
So
yeah.
You could have been
So
on the same
therefore-
year.
So his
Therefore,
brother
his brother
would
would
have
have been
before,
a year younger than me.
Not necessarily. You were at the end of the class, so you were
He
younger
was in my
than
grade,
everyone.
Yes, I was younger than everyone, but you were held back in kindergarten. Remember?
No, I wasn't.
Dumbass.
No,
Fucking loser.
I wasn't. I was in preschool 2 years longer because I was born in October, and that's a cutoff year.
Yeah, sorry, not kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
Delayed. Anyway,
Say
the point is that you were 3 years in school ahead of me, not 4.
Yeah.
So if Brandon's younger brother is 4 years younger than him and not,
Retarded
Anyway,
aged
he's 1 year behind me.
in like
Yeah.
December.
What year did you graduate?
Oh,
2009.
So then, yes, he
I
was in.
was, oh wait. So yeah, speaking of kindergarten, I was with one of my friends the other night, and
I was in kindergarten.
he was telling me how
Was
he
it-
knew
I was
someone that
with one of my
failed.
friends from kindergarten.
He knew someone that failed kindergarten because they didn't know how to share.
It's on the report card, sharing
Yeah.
F.
Sounds like me in the future. Did you guys talk about how
Hey,
Fez 2 is canceled?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want it to be there
Last
for that.
week.
Because Phil Fish is a fuckhead.
No,
Yeah.
there's reason for that.
Yeah, because like everyone's just like,
They shat on him.
Because
Yeah.
he's a shithead.
No, he wasn't before that. He was an asshole, but he was still gonna make Fez 2. Then they
So,
shat on him,
yeah,
and
for
then he
being an
decided not to
asshole.
do it.
continuously shat on him.
No, but do you know who the people were that shat on him?
Yeah, something beer. I
No,
actually
it
follow
was
this thing on
they
his
it was
page.
like they were making a
Marcus
documentary.
beer.
Yeah,
Making a
video-
documentary
the-
on the indie gamers.
Yeah,
A second one?
They were
Indie
making
game, the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
But that came out like 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
came out a while ago.
I know, but that's when they shat on him,
There's still
and they still
They're still
continued.
shitting on
They
him.
still shat on him for 3 years. Yeah, but like they insulted him a lot. Like they went after him.
Apparently, he broke down in.
Yeah, he broke down in the
Yeah.
video, and then at that point after that, he's like, okay,
You
well,
break down crying?
no,
I
didn't we see the video?
haven't seen it. I have to
I
watch
want to
it.
see it.
It's okay.
well, that's it. Like for the last 3 years, they've just been shitting on him. So he
Yeah, he gave up. He's
upped
like, I
and quit.
hate
He's
the
like, okay, I'll
industry.
just take the money and I'll leave then if that's what you want.
But like, he is the only person that I've heard that at all. Like he's the only person whose name I know for these games. Like Thomas was alone is doing very well.
You know, what's his name? Jonathan some
Blow,
blow.
because he's awesome.
Well,
He's
you know why
also
we haven't heard of the other ones.
He's also a douche.
Well,
I
so he handles it in strides.
Well,
He still
yeah.
makes good games.
I am
Yeah, he still
alive.
does. Yeah, of course.
Sorry.
I Am Alive. You know what happened to the company that made that?
They're
They're
dead.
bankrupt. Yeah, they're just gone. You know who took them over? I don't even remember. I think
They're
it
not
was
even
Ubisoft
alive
or something.
anymore.
Yeah, they're just gone.
See, the problem with
Yeah,
I'm
but
Alive
I'm
was
Alive
that
isn't a
it
good
wasn't a
game.
very good game.
It was okay. It was enjoyable. It was like an indie game.
But you enjoy a lot of games, man.
Yeah, so.
You're not exactly
Yeah,
the
you know,
most
I-
critical.
Very open person.
No, he's critical.
He's critical, but he'll still enjoy and play
Yes,
the
if
game.
He's
it's a-
open-minded.
Yeah,
if it's a
that's
good
fine.
game, I enjoy it. Like the whole concept of
Yeah.
I Am Alive is very good.
I don't see what's wrong
It's
with
a
that
very
though.
solid game. It's short. It's 5 hours, maybe 6.
That's good.
I explored the whole area. It was a little frustrating sometimes because I always find bugs. Because that's
I don't see.
what I do.
I don't see what's bad about just like, having a game, playing it, and accepting it for what it is.
Yeah, no, I do that
Well, that's
too.
it.
But
It's
I
just
mean,
that-
like, not all, everyone's
For
like that.
half an hour.
Yeah, even
But
that-
still play.
This
the-
game's amazing. Never plays it again.
Hey, I still paid for it, so fuck off.
So
So when you hear the 10-year long story of how it like just went downhill, bankrupt many companies, and just got shat on by everybody
it's
to
sad.
become this,
Yeah.
it's like no wonder people in the Indian community is gonna outrage when someone acts stupid
The-
towards
the
you.
Why?
thing
It's
is-
because you really
Like,
have.
Frankie Cat.
is a great game.
It's
It
hard to
is-
say anything to anyone. It's like you can't do it as
No, you
a
can,
company.
but criticize properly. They're not criticizing.
No,
the
that's
game.
not what I meant. I mean the company. Like
yes,
the
yes,
people
of
just
course.
can't. Like unless he's gonna quit like that, he can't just say whatever he wants because then there's another backlash. It's just
yeah.
it's not the way it is. Like half the time when I'm talking to a fucking idiot on the forums, I want to yell at him, but I can't because I have to be all professional.
Yes.
Like, but I wish to God I could just fucking
Well, that's
yell
what he
at how
did.
stupid they are.
Because he did it for 3 years.
No, but the
He
problem
did
is his fish is very outspoken.
He is, yeah. He was originally.
Well,
And
I'm
I
outspoken,
think that's
but-
probably what Adam was saying in so many words. Is that if you're in an industry, you have to be mindful that people are actually the media is
Yeah.
going to take everything you say out of context. So be very polite, be very diplomatic. Like Jamie Foxx in Spider-Man, he's like, "Yo, man, I love this role." No, you don't even know who Electro is. You took this because you're being paid money. So he was being diplomatic about it. In the interviews, he's being very diplomatic about it. And you can't attack someone if they're not saying anything
Of course.
that'll
But
incite
that's
you.
the thing. At that point, after a while, they weren't even talking about the game. They were just attacking him as a person.
Yeah, well, if he's gonna,
But that's,
No, no,
what
but-
that's what I'm saying.
If
But,
he's
no,
gonna
no,
start-
no, but that was before that. Even in indie gamers, they were attacking him as a person instead of the game.
From what I know of Fez, it's a good game,
It's
right?
very solid.
Exactly. So
For some
why
people.
can't we just separate the game from the creator? Like, from the way that everyone's described it to me, he sounds like Kanye West to me.
Because people can't do that.
Yo, you definitely can. I separate Kanye West, the musician, from the person. Because as a person, he's a douchebag. But his music is pretty damn good.
Southwest.
Like, if you hate rap, I'm not going to argue with that.
Or Northwest, sorry, Northwest.
Northwest.
See,
yeah.
I don't even like hip hop, and I think that Kanye's albums are good. You know, like that is good if
Sometimes.
he's able to break through. Yeah, but go.
That's what I'm saying. It's just that I've learned to separate the artist, the musician,
But that's
from the person. So why can't we separate the developer or the
that's
creator?
another thing
the
that people
game.
brought up. This industry of gaming is the only industry, because it's mostly on the internet, that just brings all the fucking trolls together.
That's true.
Like, this won't happen in movies. You'll never see this, like you were saying, because of the Spider-Man. You won't see this as much.
no, because
you have
they're
no-
not on forums because they don't
Well,
have
that's
to. There's
You
no.
don't have kids hiding on the internet, trolling the fuck out of you because you don't know who they are face to face.
Yeah, but it's like you come out of a movie. You're not gonna go on movie forums and look at what people say
No,
about
because
your
they're
movie
just
or
not
whatever.
used to doing that.
Because
It's not a mindset.
It's not the same. Yeah, exactly.
That's
it's
why,
not the
so
same
as a
thing.
video game developer making Fez and trying to make 2, like, he tried to make it, probably. Then he got shot
He
on.
tried for a bit, and then
And
he
then,
quit.
yeah, that's it. He just said, fuck it.
Well, they made
You're all a bunch of
Flash
assholes.
Presentation. Yeah,
I'm not doing it anymore.
Good for him.
But that's
Yeah.
that
and,
is the
and he
issue.
walked away with all the money that he made from the first one.
But we are a bunch of assholes.
We are. The
industry is.
internet is a bunch of
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
And on that note, that's it for us. So subscribe if you like our rambles, and we'll see you next week.
Like
favorite,
it and comment.
like, comment, and favorite, man.
Yeah, dude, you gotta
Subscribe to our personal Facebook pages too.
When that comes out.